As the air grows crisp and leaves start turning shades of orange, red, and yellow, one thing starts popping up on doorsteps everywhere: pumpkins. But not just any pumpkins. They're carved, glowing with eerie candlelight, and often staring back with a spooky grin. If you think about it, it's a bit strange, right? Why do we carve faces into pumpkins for Halloween? And why pumpkins, specifically? How did this tradition even start? It seems like such a specific and peculiar thing to do. Yet, each year, millions of people around the world get their hands messy carving these orange gourds. Join me as we explore the origins of pumpkin carving. Let's start at the beginning, way back, before Halloween as we know it existed. The roots of pumpkin carving trace back to ancient Celtic traditions in Ireland, Scotland, and parts of northern Europe. The Celts celebrated a festival called Samhain, which took place around October 31st, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year. Samhain wasn't just about the change in seasons. For the Celts, it was believed that during this time, the boundary between the living and the dead was especially thin. Spirits, both good and evil, could pass into the world of the living. People gathered around bonfires, dressed in costumes to ward off harmful spirits, and performed rituals to honor deceased loved ones and ancestors. But what does this have to do with carving pumpkins? Well, to protect their homes from unwanted spirits, people in these regions would carve scary faces into turnips, potatoes, and other root vegetables. These jack-o'-lanterns were placed in windows or near doorways to frighten away evil spirits. It wasn't exactly the same as what we see today, but this custom of carving frightening faces into vegetables to protect against the supernatural was the original version of the jack-o'-lantern. Another key piece of the puzzle involves a popular Irish folktale about a man named Stingy Jack. According to the story, Jack was a miserly and cunning character who managed to trick the devil himself. In one version of the tale, Jack invites the devil to have a drink with him. True to his name, Stingy Jack doesn't want to pay for the drink, so he convinces the devil to turn into a coin to cover the bill. But instead of paying, Jack keeps the coin, trapping the devil in his pocket next to a cross, which prevents the devil from changing back. After much pleading, Jack finally releases the devil, but only under the condition that he won't bother Jack for a year and won't claim his soul if he dies. When Jack eventually dies, however, things don't go well for him. Heaven refuses him because of his sins, and the devil, still holding a grudge, won't allow him into hell. Instead, the devil gives Jack a burning coal and sends him off into the night to wander endlessly. Jack places the coal in a carved-out turnip to create a makeshift lantern. From that day forward, he was known as Jack of the Lantern or Jack-o'-lantern. This tale was widely shared in Ireland, where people began carving faces into turnips and potatoes to create their own jack-o'-lanterns. They placed these eerie lanterns outside to scare away Stingy Jack and other malevolent spirits. So, the tale of Stingy Jack merged with the tradition of carving vegetables, forming a powerful blend of myth and folklore that would later cross the Atlantic and become what we know today as the jack-o'-lantern. When Irish and Scottish immigrants came to America in the 19th century, they brought many of their traditions with them, including their spooky vegetable carving customs. But in America, they found a new, more bountiful crop: pumpkins. Native to North America, pumpkins are larger, easier to carve, and hollow, which makes them perfect for creating lanterns. They quickly became the new standard for jack-o'-lanterns, replacing the smaller, harder-to-carve turnips and potatoes. In fact, pumpkins were so well suited to this purpose that they became an essential part of Halloween celebrations in the United States. By the early 20th century, carved pumpkins, or jack-o'-lanterns, were firmly established as a Halloween staple. The jack-o'-lantern not only represented Irish folklore, but also a uniquely American twist on an old tradition. While pumpkin carving and jack-o'-lanterns became more popular, so did Halloween itself. Halloween as we know it today started gaining traction in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Communities organized Halloween parties and events to keep the holiday fun and safe for children and to create a sense of community. By the 1950s, Halloween had transformed into a child-friendly holiday focused on costumes, trick-or-treating, and festive decorations. Pumpkins played a big role in this transformation. Carving pumpkins became a fun, family-friendly activity where kids and parents could get creative with different faces and designs. Jack-o'-lanterns became less about warding off spirits and more about celebrating the spooky fun of Halloween. And as Halloween continued to grow in popularity, so did the tradition of pumpkin carving. Today, pumpkin carving is an art form in its own right. Carving contests, pumpkin festivals, and intricate designs have taken the tradition to new heights. People now carve pumpkins with everything from traditional spooky faces to elaborate scenes and characters. In some places, artists carve massive pumpkins, creating intricate displays that are admired by thousands of visitors. The tools have evolved, too. Instead of basic kitchen knives, specialized carving kits and patterns are available to help people create detailed and elaborate designs. There are even LED lights used as a safer alternative to candles, allowing for creative lighting effects. The internet has only fueled this creative explosion as people share their most impressive jack-o'-lanterns online for inspiration and admiration. Pumpkin carving has transcended its roots as a simple folk tradition and has become a symbol of the Halloween season. In the United States, Halloween has become the second most commercially successful holiday after Christmas, and pumpkins are at the heart of it. Whether it's pumpkin-flavored food, pumpkin-themed decorations, or the classic carved jack-o'-lantern, pumpkins have become emblematic of autumn and Halloween itself. Pumpkin carving has evolved from a practice rooted in fear and protection to a celebration of creativity and community. Each jack-o'-lantern glowing on a doorstep is a small beacon of the past, a link to ancient rituals and tales. And remember, in every carved smile or grimace, there's a little bit of history staring back at you. If you enjoyed this journey through time and tradition, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your friends.